This happened to me in October 2023 in Las Vegas. I was 27 and there for a work conference. I was staying at a small hotel about 15 minutes from the Strip. It wasn't a casino hotel, just an older two-story place with an outdoor parking lot. Everything was normal until my last night. I finished dinner around 10:30 p.m. and decided to walk back to the hotel instead of getting an Uber. The Strip was still crowded, but a few blocks away, the streets were almost empty. I took a shortcut through a quiet side street. About 5 minutes in, I heard footsteps behind me. I looked back. A man in a gray hoodie was walking about half a block behind me. I kept walking. A few seconds later, I heard his footsteps again. I crossed the street. He crossed too. I slowed down. He slowed down. That's when I started getting nervous. I turned around and stopped. The man stopped underneath a streetlight. He looked down at his phone like nothing was happening. I told myself I was being paranoid. I turned around and walked toward the main road. When I looked back again, he was gone. I felt stupid for being scared. I continued toward my hotel and stopped at a convenience store on the way. While I was inside, I looked through the glass door. The same gray hoodie was standing across the street. This time, he was beside a gray sedan. I paid quickly and walked outside. The man got into the car. I started walking toward my hotel. The sedan drove away. I thought that was the end of it. When I reached the hotel parking lot about 10 minutes later, I noticed the same gray sedan parked near the back. I walked inside without thinking much about it. I went to my room, locked the door, and sat on the bed. About 20 minutes later, someone knocked. 3 slow knocks. I checked the time, 11:47 p.m. I looked through the peephole. Nobody was there. I waited. Nothing. Then 3 more knocks. I called the front desk. A hotel employee came upstairs and checked the hallway. He said nobody was there. I locked my door again and tried to sleep. Around 1 a.m., I heard a car outside. I looked through the curtains. The gray sedan was parked across from my room. Someone was sitting inside. The headlights suddenly came on. The car slowly drove through the parking lot. As it passed underneath my window, the driver looked up. I stepped away from the window. I called the front desk again. They told me to call the police if I felt threatened. I almost did, but I still wasn't sure anything illegal had happened. Then, around 2:20 a.m., I heard footsteps in the hallway. They stopped directly outside my door. I could hear someone standing there. Then my door handle moved. Once, very slowly. I grabbed my phone and called 911. The handle moved again. Then something slid underneath my door. It was a small piece of paper. I didn't touch it. I could see one sentence written on it. "You left your wallet downstairs." My stomach dropped. My wallet was sitting on the nightstand beside my bed. The person outside knew I was in the room. And somehow, they knew I had a wallet. I stayed on the phone with the dispatcher. A few minutes later, I heard someone running down the hallway. Then the elevator opened. Then everything went silent. The police arrived shortly afterward. They checked the hallway and parking lot, but didn't find anyone. They also checked the hotel's security cameras. That's when the officer showed me something strange. The camera had caught a person walking toward my room at 2:17 a.m. The person stood outside my door for almost 4 minutes. Then they walked away. The officer asked if I heard them leave. I said no. He checked the elevator footage. Nothing. The stairwell camera showed nothing either. It was like the person had simply disappeared from the hallway. I packed my things and moved to another hotel before sunrise. I never found out who that man was. I don't know if he was the same person I saw on the street. I don't know how he found my hotel. And I still don't know how he knew I had a wallet. But the thing that bothers me most is that he never tried to break the door down. He didn't have to. He already knew exactly where I was. And I still think about that whenever I'm alone in a hotel room at night. I thought leaving that hotel would be enough. It wasn't. The next morning, I checked into a different hotel near the airport. I didn't tell anyone from work where I had moved. I spent the entire morning trying to convince myself that the previous night had been some weird coincidence. Around noon, I went downstairs to get coffee. As I walked through the lobby, I noticed someone sitting near the entrance. Gray hoodie. I stopped walking. The person was looking down at a phone. I couldn't see his face. I turned around and went back toward the elevator. When I looked again, the chair was empty. I immediately called the police. An officer came and took another statement, but there wasn't much they could do. I hadn't actually seen the person's face, and the hotel cameras didn't show anyone clearly following me inside. That afternoon, I went back to the original hotel with an officer to collect something I'd forgotten. My room looked exactly the same. I checked the nightstand. My wallet was gone. I knew I had packed it, but I searched my bag anyway. Nothing. I told the officer. He asked the hotel manager if anyone had entered the room after I left. The manager checked the records. According to the electronic lock, nobody had opened my door. Then the officer noticed something on the desk, a small piece of paper. I picked it up. There was only one sentence. "You should have stayed in Vegas." I didn't say anything. Neither did the officer. We left the room immediately. I flew home that evening. For weeks, nothing happened. Eventually, I started believing it was over. Then, almost 2 months later, I received an envelope in the mail. There was no return address. Inside was a printed photo. It showed me standing outside that first hotel in Las Vegas on the night everything happened. The photo had been taken from across the street. On the back, someone had written, "You looked back." I never reported another incident after that. I just threw the photo away. But I still have one question I can't answer. If the person had been following me that entire night, why did he want me to know he was there?